Hi, it's Fountain, and today I'm going to talk about, something that would be considered quite controversial. I'm also unsure as to how long this will be up, considering the topic that I'm talking about and the potential legalities, depending on which nation you are obviously watching this from. Today I'm talking about what I would title the misuses of cannabis, but I'm not really going into the list of what those can be. It's more of a reminder. And, obviously I'm noticing over a number of years now that as more research is done about the costs and legal systems and medical uses of, particular plants such as cannabis, people's perceptions are changing. I also just want to disclaim here that I am not in the promotion of, the decriminalisation or the legalisation or the illegalisation of anything here. I'm just merely sharing this on an informational basis and just as a reminder, more for, health and safety purposes. Yeah, and harm reduction is a word that all the people seem to be using, so I might as well just throw that out there as well. And just bear with me, I've got a sun setting in the background there, so the light will change as to where it hits. Anyway, moving on from that. So, obviously with these perceptions that are changing, there does appear to be a bit more of a relaxation in how people perceive the plant and what it can be used for. I do understand that it does have some potential medical uses and that it does cost a lot in these legal systems that we've created to deal with the illegality of it and the laws that are being put in place around it. However, as perceptions change and if laws are changed in the sense that things become decriminalised or even made legal, I can't say what is to happen and what won't happen. We do have to make sure that we are responsible to ensure that people are educated about the uses and the effects of the plant, and not be benign about the plant either. As with everything in nature, it has its place, and we sometimes forget where that place is in relation to us and not in relation to us. And obviously this is something that the ancients have known, for a very long time. Obviously, some of them are not really here anymore, but we have the potential to remember the things that they knew about, about nature and about plants and about their uses, and not just necessarily uses obviously in relation to humans, but the uses in relation to whole ecosystems as well. It's getting a little bit outside the topic here, but just wanted to put that reminder in there that this is no new information. There's things that have been on this planet much longer than this human civilization, as we call it, has been. So anyway, moving on to that, I guess alcohol is an example of a substance that's often abused, right? And cannabis can become the same in the sense that it can be abused, should I say. And it can be abused almost to the extent that alcohol is if we're not careful. And the most common misuse of cannabis that I've seen is using it as a masking for emotions. And isn't it funny how that is the main use of alcohol in most societies, is the masking of emotions, whether that be, oh, I've had a really hard day at work, I need to drink something, or I'm about to go into a social situation and everyone else is drinking, therefore I must drink, otherwise I might be anxious. I mean, those are just a few examples within that, but it just goes to show, alcohol is used, I'd say most of the time, unless it's for some kind of like medical use of cleansing a wound or whatnot, but that's kind of outside the point anyway. Yeah, where it's used for masking the emotions, and quite often when cannabis is not used for a usual usual kind of medical purpose, it can be used for the same, not necessarily the same emotions or in the same way, but it can still be misused in the form of masking emotions. And how that obviously then plays out in someone's life is going to differ from person to person to person. However, there can sometimes be sort of reoccurring themes depending obviously on the stories and the lifestyle that the people are living. You may start to notice similarities in that. And obviously when you're, I mean, I'm not going to go into obviously the physiological things that it can do to, you know, depending on how you choose to consume it, it can cause particular issues in certain organs of your body, you know, through the overconsumption, whatever that may be. It's not for me to say. But, you know, there is still some psychological effects that it has on the brain, as with pretty much every substance that we consume anyway, whether that be, you know, eating a banana or drinking a bowl of beer. So yeah, this is just basically a reminder of, you know, to make sure that we are still educating people about the effects of, you know, oh, it's great, you know, some people are like, oh, it's great now we're like having some changes going on with the use of like marijuana or cannabis, should I say, for different medical things, and you know, but we don't want it. I can't speak for all. I shouldn't speak for all, so my apologies. But we don't want it to swing too far on the way that it becomes, you know, a very similar pendulum swing to how alcohol plays out in a lot of our society too. So yeah, that's it for this vlog. If you want to leave any comments or discuss further, you're more than welcome to comment in the comment section down below. There's also some social media links in the description box down below, which you're more than welcome to click on and go over, and you can communicate with me through those various means as well. And I will see you in the next video.